Hi, everyone. Mark Giuffre, co-founder of Outfront Health. First off, congratulations on taking this step on your health journey, and thank you for choosing Outfront Health. The purpose of today's video is to guide you through the collection process, give you some tips and tricks, especially if this is your very first collection. Before we open the box, there's a couple of tips I want to share with you right away. First off, make sure you're only completing your collection Monday through Thursday. Make sure you're able to ship your sample the same day you collect. Also, you want to collect your sample first thing in the morning before you've had any food and right after you've had a couple glasses of water and you've walked around a little bit. Some of you may be looking at 2 devices. That is not a mistake. Depending on which kit you ordered, some require 1 collection and some require 2. Assuming all those steps are good, it's time to dive into the box. The very first step is going to be to remove the sleeve from the box, and you can just put this to the side. And my very first tip is going to be, do not just rip open this box or tear it open. You'll notice that there's a prepaid shipping label already on the box. This is going to be the box that you ship your collection to the lab with, so you want to make sure it stays intact. As you open the kit, what I like to do is just lay everything out nice and organized. There's no perfect order, but it being organized does help the process. Now that you have everything laid out, you'll notice you have every item needed to complete your collection. You have a home collection checklist, which has an instructional video, some tips, and also a link to find your closest FedEx. Additionally, there are paper instructions that give step-by-step guidance if you would prefer to go a little bit slower and go through with some visuals. You also have a lab registration form, the medical device, the collection tube, the heating pad, biohazard bag, and the alcohol pad. Once you've familiarized yourself with all the items, it's time to start your collection. The next step is going to be to remove the device from the plastic and discard this. And you can put this back down. Next, grab your collection tube, and to remove, just give it a little twist and pull. Put that down, and you're going to insert the tube into the medical device. And you want to remember to have the fill lines pointed out. You want to make sure that's nice and snug right there. From here, you can put the device back down. Once the collection tube is attached to the medical device, it's time to use the heating pad. Now, this is a very important step in the process as the heat draws blood to the surface and makes your collection much faster. You'll notice that this is a blue collection device. Yours might be clear, it might have a little bit of a different shape. They all work effectively the same. Inside of this is going to be a little disc. It's about the size of a dime and it's slightly inverted. You're going to take your pointer fingers and your thumb and you're going to snap it. And it may not activate on the first try, so give it a flip, activate it a few more times, and you'll know it's activated when it starts crystallizing and heating up. Once the heating pad is warm, it's ready to apply to the collection site. Simply roll up your sleeve, and you're going to put it on the meaty part of your shoulder, roughly 3 or 4 finger lengths from the top. A couple of tips with the heating pad is you want to rotate so you make sure you get enough surface area in the shoulder. If your heating pad did not activate, no problem. You can just take your hand, create a little bit of friction. That will also heat up the shoulder and cause the same effect. You'll want this on your shoulder for about 2 to 4 minutes. The longer, the better. After 2 to 4 minutes, it's time to clean the collection site. Simply take the alcohol pad, and you're just going to clean exactly where the heating was. And you can discard this. When the upper arm is clean and warm, it's time to apply the device. Simply pick up the device, remove the plastic cover, peel off the back of the device. There is an adhesive on here, so feel free to just stick it on here nice and comfortably. You don't have to worry about it falling off, or if you're not ready to press the button yet and activate the kit, it will hang out right there until you're ready. Once the device is on the shoulder, it's time to activate. What you will do is take 2 fingers You will press firmly on the red button, wait for the audible click, hold for 1 second, and release. I'll show you. It's super important that you hear the audible click. This device is virtually painless, so by hearing the click, you know the device is working. And you might be a little nervous to press the button. I was on my first collection, but after you try it, you'll realize there's nothing to worry about. Once you've pressed the button, it's completely normal to not see any blood for the first 1 to 2 minutes. You'll know you're done when you've had the sample on your arm for 5 minutes or the blood has reached the top fill line. While the blood is continuing to fill, I like to prepare the Band-Aid, keeping one of the sticky sides on. Now that it's been about 5 minutes and the blood has passed the top fill line, it's time to remove the device, and you don't need to worry about needles or getting pricked. All you do is grab the device, pull from one side, and it comes right off. And I like to put the device right on the biohazard bag. Take your Band-Aid, apply it right there, and you can discard this. Now it's time to remove the tube from the device. To do this, simply twist and pull. Grab your cap, place it on the tube, and press till you hear a little snap. And what you'll want to do is invert the tube gently, roughly 10 times, and give it a couple of flicks so you know it's well mixed. Take your collection tube and drop it in the biohazard bag. From here, on the back, you'll see a timestamp for the lab. Make sure you input the time collected and the date collected. Once you've completed the collection time and date on the biohazard bag, switch over to the lab registration kit and make sure you sign and date it as well. From here, you are on the very last step. Once you've completed your blood sample, it's time to send it to the lab. The first thing you'll want to do is remove any remaining items in the box. First item to go in is going to be your lab registration. The next item will be your blood sample. If you received 2 kits, you will put both blood samples into one box, the one with the shipping label already on it. From here, you will remove this adhesive. Close this nice and tight. Make sure it's sealed. And congratulations, your collection is complete. For next steps, you will drop this off at any FedEx. You can also call the number on the collection checklist that was included in your kit and schedule a free pickup at your house. Thank you so much for choosing Outfront Health, and please reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. We're here to support you.